another video review, and today we're going to be doing, from the DC Direct Batman Reborn series, Jason Todd as Batman. Take a look at this bad boy right here. Now, as you can see, I still have him in the package. I picked up him and Batgirl both today, and I will be reviewing both of them. However, I'm going to go about these reviews a little differently. Usually when I do a review, particularly for the DC Universe Classic figures, I kind of give a brief bio of the character. But I'm not going to bother doing that with the Batman Reborn figures. Instead, I'm going to give you kind of information on what they're doing during the Batman Reborn series, what they're doing since Bruce Wayne has disappeared. And then I'll take them out of package and I will review them firsthand impressions with you. So with that said, let's talk about Jason Todd. Let's talk about him during the Batman Reborn series. Now, Jason Todd showed up during the Battle for Cowl, and he donned the persona as Batman. However, he was a darker, dark knight. If that makes sense, a darker, dark knight. Anyways, he became his own Batman and dished out his own brand of justice, particularly killing people and using lethal force, something Jason Todd has always kind of done since he's been resurrected. And he's basically representing what he thinks Batman should be, in general, to stop the crime. Now, he stays as Batman throughout the whole entire Batman Battle for Cowl until he's defeated by Dick Grayson, who then becomes the permanent Batman. Which makes me wonder, if Jason Todd won that fight, would everyone be like, oh, Jason Todd won the fight, that means he's Batman, we should just let him be Batman? I mean, wasn't kind of just... never mind, I'm not going to bother thinking about it. Anyways, moving on. After getting his ass handed to him by Dick Grayson, he kind of goes into hiding for a short time, and then dons the persona, once again, of Red Hood, gets his own sidekick, and goes up against Batman and Robin. However, things don't necessarily go his way, and he is caught and thrown into jail. That's about all that's happened with Jason Todd during the Batman Reborn era, and Battle for the Cowl, because technically Battle for the Cowl is not Batman Reborn, but anyways, with that said, let's jump right into the figure. Now, out of the Batman Reborn Series 1, we have Batgirl, Two-Face as Batman, Jason Todd as Batman, and Azrael. Now, I want to get all the figures, but in particular, I wanted to get these two. And out of the two, I was kind of the most excited for Jason Todd as Batman. One, because I get more Jason Todd figures, and I like Jason Todd. I know there's a lot of people out there that hate him. I'm not going to get into that discussion, but I like Jason Todd, so I really want him as Batman. And two, his Batman costume looks badass. So, him and Stephanie Brown were definitely the figures I wanted to get the most. So with that said, I'm just going to open up this figure right now, look at it for about 2 minutes, and then give you my impressions on it. So, here we go. Okay, I opened up Jason Todd, and I've had literally 2 minutes to the second to look at this figure. So you guys are going to get the same first impressions that I am. So with that said, from what I've had of the figure so far, there's some good to it and there's some bad to it. I like to say more good than bad, but with that said, let's just take a look at this figure. Now, right off the bat, let me just say, one good thing about this figure, it looks really nice. It really does. A lot of detail, the costume looks good. I mean, this is the quality that we've come to expect from DC Direct. So, the figure on a whole looks nice. Second good thing about this figure is, for a DC Direct figure, it has really good articulation. The arms, the elbows, the shoulder joint can move up and all the way around. It has full range of articulation. If it wasn't for the cape, you would actually be able to move it more, but the joint itself is very good. It can bend at the elbows, it can move at the wrist, it can move at the head, it can twist at the waist. The abdomen actually can move. Mine is really, really, really tight, so I don't want to screw around with it. But the abdomen can move. The legs can go up, bend at the knees, and I believe they can move right here at the where the groin is, but the problem with it is I'm not sure if it's actually a joint or if it's just where you put the legs in. I'm not going to play around with it. But on a whole, for a DC Direct figure, he has pretty good articulation. So that's another good. Another good to this figure is he has a lot of accessories. First of all, he has a removable faceplate, which I think he actually looks better without the faceplate on. Just looks devious and evil. But you can remove the faceplate. He has a knife right here, which you can remove. and you can put it in his hand, but for some reason he doesn't hold it that well, or maybe I'm just not putting it in his hand correctly, but yeah, he doesn't hold the knife that well, but the knife looks kind of cool. It's just probably better to keep it in its lake sheath right there. And then he has two pistols, which are what I think are the best accessories for the figure. I'll just get those out. The pistols can go in the hand, and they hold in, for the most part, pretty well. I mean, if you screw around with the figure like that, you know, start shaking it like a madman, eventually they'll fall out, but they hold in pretty well. Let me just take out the other pistol. And they can be cased right here on the side of the figure, but the pistols look pretty badass. They're not small, they're pretty diesel sized, so, I mean, they're good looking accessories. Look at those guns. Welcome to the gun show, people. Yeah, so he has the guns, which are nice accessories. Downsides to this figure. Well, right off the bat, when I took it out of the packaging, these blades right here, or fins, or wings, or whatever you want to call them, on his glove, they're all screwed up and bent out and all that nonsense. You probably can't see because my camera is horrible, but they are all bent, and it's from the wire ties, to be honest. And I don't know if it's because I took them out aggressively, because I was pretty aggressive with those wire ties, or if it was just how the figure was. The other arm is perfectly fine. It's just this one. I'm not sure if that would be like for all figures, but mine definitely had that problem. The next problem is, this is the stand. Look how fucking small that is. Hold on, let me just put this in. That's it. That is a pathetic stand. I'm going to go to my comic store because they always have extra stands. I'm just going to get some generic Batman stands, but wow, that's really sad. I mean, if that's the stands that are for all the figures, then that's pretty pathetic. On the whole, Jason Todd as Batman, whether you're a Jason Todd fan or not, see, I like Jason Todd, but like I said, there's a lot of people out there that don't. Whether you're a Batman fan of Jason Todd or not, I do recommend picking this up. This is a great looking figure. He looks badass when he's holding his guns. He just looks so devious. And if you plan on getting the Batman Reborn figures, he's definitely something that you should have in your collection. He just looks really cool. I'm pretty impressed with this figure. If I had to give it a rating, it's an 8 out of 10. It has a lot of good going for it, articulation, especially for a DC Direct figure. It has the accessories. It has, it just looks good in quality. The downsides to this figure is, well, one is that the blades on the arms do not, they're all crooked and screwed up, and 2, the stand is bad, and 3, the faceplate actually doesn't stay in that well. Maybe it's just my figure, or maybe not. There we go. But on the whole, take a look at this bad boy. I definitely recommend picking him up if you're a fan of the current Batman comics, if you're a fan of picking up Batman figures, or if you're a fan of Jason Todd. He would be a good addition to a collection, and like I said, 8 out of 10, that's pretty good marking for a figure. So with that said, I'm going to end this review here. This is Andrew saying, peace out for now.